Hi, everybody. Julian is around.
I didn't mute the other YouTube. I was like, I'm going to do a rookie mistake here in a second.
Oh, and have it planned. Yeah, it happened. It happened. Hi, everybody. There. I think I tried to say hello to everybody in chat. I know I didn't catch everybody, but thank you all for coming. I want to say, too, if you're watching the replay, we are here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're watching a replay, come hang out with us next time. And I am joined. Julian is back, my co-host. Tesla Picker is off. He was our co-host for one show. And we have Nick from Hunting with Tripler and Roy and Kim from Arcade Treasure Center. So it's Nick's first time coming on, and Roy and Kim haven't been on. It's been like 10 months, I think I looked. It's been a really long time.
It's been a little while.
Like March.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Been a long time. And I know Roy and Kim are coming up on 5,000 subs, which is amazing. So
nice.
Congrats to you guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great. It's crazy.
And then, yeah, so if you haven't watched these guys, I don't know. I see Jennifer is dropping links. Definitely subscribe to these three guys. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Miss Carol. There's Richard. I will make you guys big real quick just so you can kind of introduce and tell about your channel. That way, if people watching don't know you yet, they can sub if they want. And I will, Nick, I'm going to throw you in the spotlight. Are you ready?
Oh, of course. Of course.
Okay, go.
Hey, guys. So for any of you watching, my channel is a little bit interesting in that I definitely don't focus on one specific thing. A lot of channels do a very good job of being very specific and kind of sticking to the formula. And I don't think I figured out what that formula is yet, for at least for my channel. And I kind of like it like that, where you're always sort of guessing a little bit. Of course, the theme is always related to reselling in some capacity. So vintage toys, video games, electronics are the items that I typically pick up, but it's always fun to find really interesting collectibles in some of my videos. Again, I haven't figured out exactly what that formula is for a consistent video basis, and I'd like to put out more videos every single week, but right now it's really just one, because this time of year for any reseller has been just like insane. And I put a lot of editing time into my videos, probably between 8 to 10 hours. So if you want to see a really edited video about reselling and totally random stuff with the most bizarre host of all time, then come check out Hunting with Tripler, because I will not fail you in that department.
Perfect. All right, Roy and Kim.
All right. Yeah, we're in the spotlight. All right. Well, I'm Roy.
And I'm Kim.
That's how we do our videos too. I'm Roy, I'm Kim, and we always get it wrong. But no, we are Arcade Treasure Center. Most of the time I do all the videos. Kim's kind of behind the scenes, helps me out a lot. She'll pop into videos every once in a while. But we're resellers on YouTube, obviously. We've been doing this we've been selling on eBay for about 10 years. And full time, we've been doing it for about 4 years. So we try to put out as many videos as we can. I often get called a teacher on my videos because I think people think that I'm a teacher or I do something, but I'm not. I just enjoy showing everybody how to be a reseller. In my way of thinking, everybody should be selling on some sort of platform and making money. The world is going to online sales. So that's what I try to do, is teach you and show people how to sell things on eBay. And Kim is my big time packer.
I just hang out with them. I really don't do much.
Kim hangs out.
I just hang out.
All right, Julian, let's go.
All right, my name is Julian. I am also the Bearded Thrift Machine on YouTube, and I have a YouTube channel. It's basically on a whole bunch of what solds, a whole bunch of haul videos, and a day in the life of me being a full-time reseller. I just pressed it like over, I think, a year to 14 months doing this full-time. And I quit a 10-year career to do it. So go check my channel out. Yeah, I should have quit my job one day. I walked in, like, I'm done. See y'all later.
I think a lot of people like have that dream to be like, peace out. I'm gonna go peace out.
Yeah.
I just don't have the courage to do so yet. I don't know that I
No, I
won't
don't have
ever
a lot
get
of
there.
responsibility. Like you all have like kids and stuff. I have a dog, so
You're lucky
We
we
have
in
can
that.
do anything really if I start really losing money.
Yeah.
Have you guys? So I'm still getting a ton of the "Where's my item" thing. Are you guys still getting that?
Yes. Yeah. Not so much now, but man, yeah, I was getting a bunch of them during that Christmas time.
So
And
I didn't get that many during Christmas. I think I only got like 3 or 4, and we ship out like 100 a week. And I've gotten 5 in the last week. It's been crazy. People that bought after Christmas, and I'm like, it hasn't even been a week. And
well,
I'm like,
they've been respectful. The ones that I've gotten have all been respectful, except for maybe one. They all kind of say, "Hey, can you give us an update or where's it at?" And I don't know what it is, but when they follow the tracking, it's showing only to a certain distance. But when I click on the tracking, my tracking is just showing further than what every one of them is telling me. And so I just send them a tracking of where it's at, and they've been happy.
all right, I got to play my dolphin. Jackass Retro,
Right.
thank you for the $5 super chat.
Super chat.
That's awesome.
That's
My
Awesome.
dolphin, I appreciate that. Um, yeah, Emily Conway helped me make my little super chat thing. I wanted something cool, but mine is like, I think it's lost, and I'm like, it's been a week. I'm thinking like, I've just had priority packages taking 3 to 4 weeks, and you're complaining at a week mark. And they're like, I think it's lost. I need my money back on a $50 plate, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I did get more.
Yeah.
I got 3 in the last couple of days that said they didn't get it. One guy, he was like, I've been waiting and very patient. It was the last tracking was 32 days ago.
Oof.
And I was like,
Oof.
you've been more than patient. Here's all your money back.
Yeah, and I mean,
stolen.
Yeah.
I was saying that too. I mean, I definitely think of it from the buyer's side. Like a lot of people were complaining, saying that like eBay needs to take the fall, but in reality, you need to look at it from the buyer. Like if you paid $50 for something and it was a month and it wasn't there, you'd be mad.
No,
I
totally.
would be mad. So
Yeah.
like the week thing
Yeah.
kind of irked me a little bit, but the 4-week stuff I understand, and I will give them I'll give them a refund. But the week one, like, be patient. And it moved just a
Yeah.
couple days ago, so it's moving. But Laura has a question: if any of us have opened a case because we did not get an item.
No, I have gotten I think I've gotten every item that I've ever ordered, or if I didn't get something, then they sent a refund and it wasn't no problem. So
I'll cancel an order just if that happens. I've done that before where if they haven't shipped it, if they've shipped it, I don't think I've ever done that, but I cancel an order if they take too long to ship. Like boxes, usually packing supplies.
Yeah, the thing that I bought, it got hung up for like a couple weeks, but it finally got here, so nothing.
I think
So I
being
will
as an
tell you
eBay reseller, oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I was thinking as an eBay reseller, I think we're a little bit more patient and tolerant. We kind of know behind the scenes of what goes on.
So I messaged a seller, and it was bubble wrap, like Nick said. It was shipping supplies that was due on December 22nd, and I still have not got it. And they didn't put in a tracking number, which was my issue with them. And I said, hey, can you at least put the tracking number so I can see where this is at? And the crazy thing is they responded by saying, please don't open a case against us. And I said, okay, I just, I want the tracking number. And I said, if you want to ship a second one, because I've shipped out like my multi-quantity, I've shipped out second stuff and the second got there before the first. I said, I will pay you for both sets of bubble wrap, no question. I need it. I'm going to use it. And they turned around and just refunded me. So it kind of makes me wonder if they actually shipped it. I hate to say that, but it said acceptance. Like when you print it, that initial scan, that was all it had. And it was due over 2 weeks ago. And then they just refund me, which seemed kind of funny to me. So that was my only situation. Everything else, I've just kind of waited, and everything is eventually come.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see. Laura's saying, so she opened a case. Yeah. So, Laura, if you have that case open, I would escalate it to eBay. If it's been since November 4th, that's 2 months. That's way more than enough time. And hopefully you're not outside of the window, because you might be outside of the window where you can file a claim and get your money back. If anybody knows in the chats, I feel like you have to do it in that first 30 days. Do you guys know what the limit is?
I think it is 30 days. I'm pretty positive.
You might, but on PayPal, if you paid with PayPal, you have 6 months.
You do have longer, but still you can go through anybody can go through PayPal. I had that happen to me where I think almost 4 months out, somebody went through PayPal and said they didn't make the purchase, and I had to go and send all the paperwork I had, everything I had, through an email to PayPal to show that, yeah, they even left their mistake was they left a positive feedback that said, "Thank you for the item, it arrived fine."
I had that happen with a couple as well. This is kind of funny. So Laura, message that seller and send them their money, please. She's saying that eBay sided with her and then she got it today. Pay your seller. That's my advice there. Hey Dana, thanks for coming in. I was trying to see. Let's see what is Jackass Retro. I have to ask if it is Supply Hut. Supply Hut has blocked me from buying from them.
Oh no!
eBay.
Really?
And I saw. It's crazy because that's who I bought all my shipping supplies from for the last probably 6 months.
So do I.
And I never filed a claim on them. And I'm wondering, I feel like they're on the West Coast and I'm on the East Coast and they do free shipping. And I'm wondering if I was buying too much that they weren't making a profit, so they blocked me.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's my only thought.
I don't.
But in a Facebook group, a reseller Facebook group, there were probably over 20 people that said Supply Hut had blocked them. I was really shocked because I never opened a case or anything when stuff was late. I didn't care. And then I went to buy more bubble wrap and I was blocked. And it wasn't them that gave me the refund either. It was a different company.
How do you know you're blocked? Like you can't. How do you know you're blocked? Does it say you're blocked?
This item is not available for purchase, but yet I see there are like 100 available and I can't buy it.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan, it seems like I think most of the companies that sell bubble wrap use ground. It's not priority. So I think that's why it's pretty delayed. And I'm okay with it. Like I bought like a couple rolls on Amazon Prime, that'll come fast from the warehouse. And they use Amazon's have been using UPS for me. I don't know about you guys. They haven't been using USPS. They've been using UPS.
Yeah.
But it so I'm hoping. I just ordered some. We have small bubble wrap, but we do so many breakables, we layer it. Normally it's small bubble wrap and then big bubble wrap on top of it, and we have no big. So we're going through tons of small bubble wrap.
I never buy shipping supplies on Amazon ever. And
I only buy them on Amazon
prices.
if it's like this, where like I'm out and I need it in 2 days, so I'll buy from stuff that's available Prime because it's still cheaper than like Walmart or Staples or something.
Yeah.
That's the only time. Otherwise, like my regular stuff I buy on eBay. Where are you buying yours on eBay, Nick?
Yeah. Everything I do on eBay. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say I've done that with bubble wrap myself. Is I bought that off of Amazon just to get it quicker, just because it's Prime, like you said, and it's going to come with a tracking and be fast. But other than that, everything we purchased has been off of eBay.
Yeah.
Up North Source is the only thing is the only way you'll be made to pay for that refund is going to be if or the return is if they say item not as described. Dave, thank you for the super chat. Dave, when did you get those boxes? That is my question for you, because I know a lot of them ship stuff in 2 boxes. Like my bubble wrap will come in like 2 separate packages. So I wonder if that's the case. If that's not the case, I would message the seller first and give them a chance to make it right before you file an item not as described on somebody. That's kind of like my worst case resort. I don't want to do what we're always complaining that people do to us unless I absolutely have to do it.
I ordered those boxes off of eBay, and then they gave me a whole bunch of tape, but I was okay with that. I was like, whatever. It was
Boxes,
thing, so it was like free anyway. So I was like, yeah, I got to use all of it. So
right, yeah, no, Carol, he's still feeling bad, and I am actually starting to feel bad. My throat started hurting just about an hour ago, and I'm supposed to work 2 12-hour shifts tomorrow and Thursday.
Ooh.
So I'm not too thrilled about that. I'm debating because I don't have any PTO because after COVID we got called off a lot.
Yeah.
And I depleted all of my PTO. So any time that I take off is not paid.
No pain.
So, and
Yeah.
it sucks. I got to call in by 5 a.m., which means I'd need to like make myself wake up at like 4:30 a.m. just to see if I feel bad.
Oh man.
I know, but yeah, it's crazy. He, like the people on the members live saw, he was feeling horrible, but it's like a cough in the morning and at night, and then he runs and goes like normal all day. So it's, you know how you feel sicker early in the morning or late at night. In between, he's fine and running around like a normal 2-year-old.
Yep. They bounce back fast.
They do. He probably handled it much better than I do. I will try to drink tea.
tea's good.
If you guys have any questions, definitely. Jackass Retro said he won Amazon Alexa and the seller canceled it. So if anybody wants to sell him one, he will buy it from you.
Oh man.
And then there was another, where did it go? Somebody said they have shipping supplies in New Jersey for you guys. So if you need it. Here's a question. I'll let you guys say what you would do, and then I'll say what I would do.
All right.
I had one do that, and I didn't. And I was like, let's just give it a couple of days. But they were super cool about it. So they're like, yeah, we'll do like 3 or 4 more days. It hit that 15 window, but then it started tracking. They got it. So I didn't. I pushed it off. I was like, let's just, give them a second. I was like, they were saying it's late, COVID stuff, give it some time. And they did. So, but I wasn't really bombarded with a lot of bad buyers during Christmas. I had a lot of late packages, and none of them really cared.
Yeah.
That's lucky.
Yeah, other than a guy, hold on real quick. Other than a guy that told me he didn't get his package, and I switched the address, which I know you're not supposed to do, right? He's like, hey, I'm in Florida. I'm playing golf. Can you send me a golf club to my hotel? Yeah, not a problem, man. It was like a $10 golf club. So I switched it, and he was like, I didn't get this. I was like, it says it was literally delivered to the desk. He's like, it's not here. I want my money back. I said, no, give me the phone number to the front desk. So I actually called the front desk. I was like, I sent a package here, blah, blah, blah. He said, yeah, it's right here. So I messaged him on eBay, and I said, it's getting delivered to your room. He gave me the best review ever. He was like, this seller goes beyond, and I was like, because I know it's there. I was like, it's the only Marriott in Orlando.
Yeah.
So
That's
that guy,
cool.
yeah. So I was like, no, I'm not giving you that $12 back. I'm gonna on principle that I know it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you guys do? Would you give them their money back if the last scan was on December 25th?
I'd probably try to push it as long as I could if I can if I can see that tracking is moving and everything's going fine. I'm just going to try to ask the buyer to keep waiting a little bit longer. Have I ever done that? I can't say that I have, but I've never really had too many issues. So it's not something that's been a problem. Again, fortunately, in 10 years of eBay, pretty much almost all the packages have gone where they're supposed to go without a couple of exceptions. No, I'm not worried. I haven't been worried about that.
Except our 2 Christmas packages.
Except for our 2 Christmas packages we mailed out.
One to our daughter, one to father-in-law, and they both were stolen.
Yeah, it said delivered at front door, and one of them said delivered at front door at 7:30 at night, and he was home, so they had to been super stealth when they did it. But But they both ended up disappearing.
Nick, what would you do? Would you give it back?
No.
So I will tell you, unfortunately, eBay's policy is if the tracking has not moved in 10 days, eBay is going to force that refund. So you're not really going to have a choice.
I've had it at least. I think I filed. So I don't, maybe it's because I'm in California and there's just a mass amount of shipments that have gone out, but I filed from probably from like November 15th all the way up until even last week. I think with the USPS, I filed 25 claims personally, and I just got really used to doing it. So and I never did it unless the buyer messaged me, and I just got so many that I just got a process down. I saved the website literally onto my browser, went to it, filled it out, sent the number to the buyer, so at least they understood that I was doing whatever I could. Always respectful and at least hoping that they understand the situation. A lot of them did. I got one negative review, but it was removed from eBay. Outside of that, I try to just say no unless it's forced. And I had one that was forced, and then the package moved magically. So
yeah. And I will say too, on that note, I had 2 negatives removed by eBay for Business today. One of them said the package never arrived and tracking showed it was delivered. And then the other one, I was actually surprised that eBay removed it. I sold a pair of unisex leather gloves. They got them and said, these really look like women's. And so I messaged them. I said, okay, I have free 30-day returns. You're welcome to return them. I'll give you a full refund. They said, no, I like them. I'm giving them as a Christmas present. Okay, then why did you just leave me negative feedback? And so eBay went and removed it. I said, if you look in the messages, I offered the buyer to return these for a full refund. They said, no, they liked them. They're keeping them. And they pulled both of my negative feedbacks off my account today. So at least they backed me that way. The Midwest seller would like to know where everybody is from. I think most everybody knows I am in North Florida. Nick just said he's in Cali.
California. Yep.
I'm in North Carolina.
North Carolina. And we're in South Texas.
Okay.
Way
down
Texas.
There's a sign out a couple streets down that says the
Mexico.
South. Yeah, that says Mexico.
We're like,
do you guys
right
go
there.
To Mexico a lot? I'm curious.
Not since
Not since
COVID. No,
but we did. We done dental work there, and
I actually went over there to have dental work done because it was so cheap.
Oh wow, nice.
But it's fun to hang out over there. But, yeah.
A lot of people say they have worries and fears, but I guess it just depends on which part of which border or where you're at. We're down where we are.
Really safe
it's really
border.
pretty safe, and we're welcomed over there, and everybody over there comes over here. I mean, it's kind of like a big happy family.
That worked. So DC Sells is saying if it went all the way through item not received and eBay refunded, that you can appeal the case. So you have to email eBay with the tracking, and they possibly could give you your money back if they force that refund. I know a few people have said that like refunding it, that eBay's saying, oh, ask the buyer to send you the payment, which, then you're at the mercy of the buyer. I had 2 that got refunds that got it after the fact, and both of them did send me payment. So I have been lucky with that. Hey, Dante.
Speaking of negative feedback, you guys will like this one. This happened just over the last 2 weeks. It's been developing, and I think I'm going to get it removed. I'm not sure yet. Just happened yesterday. So there was a buyer who bought something from me where I couldn't find the item. It's happened. It doesn't happen very often, but I've got so many items. When you have over 1,000 items in your store, sometimes you lose one. Mm-hmm. And I messaged the buyer. I said, I'm really sorry, but I just can't find this item. So what I wanted to do, because it was right around Christmas time, I felt obligated to get this item. I said, I'm going to refund your money. And because the item was so cheap, I said, I will buy one for you and send it to you, because I was like, this is a kid's item. It was a kid's toy. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to let a kid go without getting something for Christmas. Fast forward, and I refunded the money right away, but I forgot to buy the item. And I did say I was going to buy it, right? And then yesterday got the negative feedback, and I was like, oh man, and I was thinking to myself, well, at least I refunded the buyer. Hopefully they understand. So I messaged them, and the response back was, well, my message to them was simply, hey, look, I'm really sorry, got busy, and I just forgot about it. I feel terrible. Accept my apology. I'm going to buy the item right now. Sent the tracking number along with the email. Well, the response back was, you've had plenty of time. Sorry.
Oh, God.
So
Your time is up.
And I mean, again, like I refunded the money and I was spending $25 out of pocket to buy a kid's item for somebody I have no idea who they were.
Right.
And would you leave negative feedback if that happened? And I was thinking to myself, I probably wouldn't, but at the same time, do I deserve it because I said I was going to do it? I guess the answer is yes, but it still sucks.
Yeah.
Like the
That's
principal. Yeah, like you still sent
It's
it.
the principle. Yeah.
Yeah.
The principle.
Steadfast Selections, I think, and maybe somebody else will know for sure. I think if you're shipping global shipping, like to the global shipping center, it doesn't matter how it gets there. I think you can use UPS, USPS, or FedEx. Does anybody know for sure?
You can use any of them.
Yeah.
I think it's FedEx for sure and USPS, but I think UPS just started having a stronger connection with eBay. So maybe you guys know that, but I know those two for sure. UPS, I don't know.
Hello,
Right.
Noel.
I'm not
Sorry,
100%
I forgot
sure
my-
on
My
UPS.
phone
No
was on
FedEx yet.
Do Not Disturb.
There's no way.
So yeah, I think that you can. Yeah, I agree. Like some of them I've just taken the hit, and Kayla's saying that you can use all. So Kayla, and I haven't seen Dave, Tesla Picker. I don't know where Dave's at. You can Kayla's in, oh my gosh, I'm like babbling. Kayla's in Kentucky. Kayla lives close to the global shipping center, so she could drive over there and just drop it.
That's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So but yeah, with the negatives, there are a couple that I've got, but it seems like the people that leave negatives most times I feel aren't warranted. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it's just, and I will tell you guys, and
Thanks,
Cat's Wearing Treasures is saying that Nick should come off because that's going above what they required.
Integrity. I deserve it. For integrity.
Yeah. Brad bought some quilt batting because my mom, since we got married like 5 years ago, said she was making him a quilt. And her latest reason is that she doesn't have the batting. So he said, I'm going to buy a big roll of batting off eBay for you. Well, it was a 0 feedback seller, brand new seller. And we got a message saying, this didn't work. Send payment to blah, blah, blah at my PayPal. And I'm thinking either they're on managed payments, so they're holding the funds, or it's a new seller and they're holding the PayPal funds. But I'm like, and there's 2 payments pending to them out of my PayPal is a crazy thing. But it says both have not been accepted. So it's almost like they put the wrong PayPal into eBay. So I don't think they've got the funds, but I'm like, I'm not going to go pay again outside of eBay where there's no like record of it. So I'm like, look, just cancel it. I got so frustrated because I was trying to work through it. And I'm like, I'm the buyer here. I'm the buyer. Like, why am I trying to like,
Yeah.
And but they're like, I haven't got it. And eBay's holding like $80 of our money, but it says that they haven't accepted payment. I don't know if you guys know, like if somebody sends it to an email that's not registered on PayPal, they have to like log in under that and hit accept.
Oh, I gotcha.
So I think that's what they signed up with one email, but their PayPal's another. So I'm just like, I'm not like, I just told them to cancel. I got frustrated. I hate to say that, but it was over like 20 emails or messages back and forth on eBay, me trying to help them. And I'm like, just give me my money back. And they're refusing to cancel it. So now my funds are being held and I don't think they're going to ship to me.
Yeah, I don't like it when every time that eBay holds the funds for something and it just seems like it's so monotonous or so little trivial of an item or something like that. It just, I don't know. I understand why they do it. I just think that sometimes it's a little too much.
And and this is, and a lot of people don't agree with me when I've said this in the past. I haven't had to do it in a while. I will tell you, typically, if you refund them, eBay will remove the negative. So like if somebody leaves a ridiculous feedback on a $5 item, I go just click refund. And then I send eBay a message and say, hey, I refunded this sale. Could you please remove the negative feedback? And they just take it off.
Wow.
Yeah.
But some
That's
of
great.
them will say you have to have like that return request and then you refund, but not all of them. Some of them, as long as they see a refund was sent. And for me, I would rather give somebody $5 back than take a negative feedback. And a lot of people say, no, it was unjustified. I'm just going to take it. But
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm
Here,
totally
take
with you.
your $5. Get that crap off my account.
Yeah.
I tell you, it does
it's
look.
typically. Oh, go ahead, Roy.
Oh no, I was just saying it does look terrible. Like you can get your negative feedback, so some of them removed and things, and it does look good. But I remember I had an item that I mailed, and I thought I did, and it was a long while back. And they left me a negative feedback. And man, when those negative feedbacks sit there, you just stare at it every time you click on or look at it. They just sit there for so long. I think 6 months or a year or something.
A year.
Yeah, and it was just that one. It just sat there, just eyeballed me for a year.
It looks like there's 3 when you first get it because it like lines up and then starts moving its way. You're like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Holly, did I miss a question about toys, or are you typing a question about toys now? I don't know if I don't think I saw one.
I didn't see one.
Lots of good people in the house.
There are a ton of good people in the house. We have 141 people watching right now.
Wow.
Thank you all so much.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I appreciate that. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss this question. If you guys see questions in the chat that I'm missing, hey Joe, thank you for
Can we get
stopping
some
in.
thumbs up here? Let's get some. If there's that many people, we should get some thumbs up going. See what we can do there.
Yeah, let me get a thumbs up real quick.
Dave's alive. Dave. I will let you guys answer, and then I will answer this question.
How long do you take?
Yeah, it's. I'm not gonna lie, probably longer than I should. Like, I'm not real. Like, it's usually days and days, and especially if they message me on a guy like, listen, I really want this, blah blah blah. It was like weeks, like probably 2 weeks. But I got so many other things going on. It's not that big of a deal. So it's not like, I'm only making like one sale and I need that sale. So if they do message me, I usually am very lenient on them as humans. So probably longer than I should. That's my best answer because it's sometimes a long time.
I think we're with you, Julian.
Yeah.
I don't think we've waited weeks, but as long as we've got communication with the buyer and they needed to wait for a little bit, I don't have a problem with it. And I have waited. Now, if I have not had communication with a buyer and I probably have gone 4 or 5 days, then I'll probably
if there's no communications, it's whenever it allows me to, I open up a case against them. But if I do have communication and they're like this and that, but give me a story, give me any type of story, I don't care. And I'm like, all right, I'll help you out.
Mine's a little bit different where I have the automatic open a case, the whatever that is. So I usually never even take care of it unless if it's an item that's over $200 or $300 in my store and it sells. I immediately look if they haven't paid for it right away. I immediately look if they have 0 feedback. What I do is I relist the item immediately because more than likely that item probably had like 25 watchers or less. And someone bought it just to get it off of eBay because either they're selling the exact same item. And I found that before where someone bought it from me who was selling the exact same item who had 0 feedback. So genuinely, I never open a case. It just does it automatically. And I'm worse than you, Julian. I don't even, I never even touch it. It just case opens. If someone messages me, different story, but no one ever messages me. They just buy it and then I just let it go.
I'm going to answer, and then Marjorie, I will give you the dolphin for that super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. I am not nice like the other three. You have 48 hours to pay.
Yeah.
I'm opening a claim. If you buy, I don't think people should buy stuff if they don't have the money for it. Like, that's the bottom line. Don't shop when you don't have the money to pay for it.
You're right.
And people have sent me offers and said they'll pay in like 5 days, and I decline and say, please make me an offer when you're able to pay for the item. I have, and I saw Aaron's waiting on a $450 payment. I right now am waiting on an $800 payment.
Ooh.
I had an $800 sale to Australia, and they have not paid. And I wrote them because some new eBay buyers think that they're automatically charged. I think because these other platforms, you know, automatically pull it. And so I messaged them and told them, hey, you need to pay so I can ship it, you know, just trying to be nice. And if they didn't know, because I had somebody with my Ethan Allen furniture yell at me, give me my refund. I'm like, you never paid. Like, yeah, refund what you didn't pay. So I have auto non-paying bidder turned on at 48 hours, no exceptions to that rule. If you don't pay by 2 days, then it's filed. I am going to give Miss Marjorie her dolphin now that she would like.
Super chat.
And right after that, 3Gen Hustle, new
Ah.
member. Thank you. So
Awesome.
we have a
It's Julian, by the way. He has a really cool name. Very special.
Welcome to the flipping family.
my little dolphin.
I love that
Thank you,
dolphin.
I shared a dolphin tapestry that was gorgeous that I got, and it sold in a day, and like it was so beautiful. But I have so much stuff. So really, the only stuff I keep is like stuff people have sent me. I'm not one of those, like, I buy it to resell and I think I need to keep it. I might keep 0.5% of, you know, if I really need something, I'll keep it. But if it's like a collectible, I'm not a keeper of things.
Yeah.
Do you guys buy, I mean, other than what you need, like, do you guys collect stuff? So do you buy to collect?
Yeah, I'm a collector. Look at all that.
Yeah, I got a collection, a whole bunch of stuff right there.
I am a beach crazy woman. I love anything with the beach. So if Roy comes across like a sea turtle or something, I'm like, oh, but I can't collect anymore because I got too much.
Yeah.
Okay, then tell us what that was.
I just show my collection of stuff.
So that's all yours for you.
Yeah.
So what would you say, like what percent, like, of your buying? I know you buy a lot, like I do, at least from what I see in the videos. So what percent do you think that you keep?
Oh, very little. And that may look like a lot, but like less than 1%. I mean, yeah, very, very little. I have no even if all that stuff that's up there, if someone gave me a great offer, I'd sell any of it. Not true. Not totally true. There's at least one item. The new Pee Wee Herman talking doll is not going anywhere. That's the talking Herman is coming with me.
Yeah.
My problem is I see something, I'm like, what? When did you get that? I like that. He sneaks it in. I'll see it later after he's already sold it.
I will put stuff where I can see it until it sells, and I might price it a little higher if I like it a lot. So it might be sitting there. But I don't keep it. Annie, thank you so much. Happy New Year. I'm giving you your dolphin.
Super chat.
Night's Life is saying use film props and want to keep most of it. Yeah, that would be kind of hard. Yeah. There are a lot of things that I could collect, but I think I have so much clutter from my reselling, I don't have room to collect.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe when the new shed comes and I get it moved out, then I can.
Then your house can be your collection. You just keep the shelves. Just put all your collection.
Just put my collection.
It just gives you more room for your collection.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if Dave's still in here, but Dave's been talking about Tesla Picker has been talking about selling his Nikes that he collects. He's got $2,000 pairs of Nikes just sitting there. I don't think I could hold on to stuff. I don't see myself getting emotionally attached to something enough that I wouldn't put it for sale for $2,000.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do that myself. I mean, if I go out sourcing and shopping and looking for things, there's a lot of stuff that I say, oh, that would be neat to have. And then I look at it and say, what will it sell for?
That's so true.
Yeah. Brad says I'm really bad. He says, like, if I bring it home and it's worth over $20, that he knows he's not going to get to keep it. I'm bad. Like, and that's where it's like, oh, this would be nice. Nope, it sells for $30. I'm gonna sell it.
I got a question though for y'all. Do you ever go visit somebody, family, friends, or whatever? Have you ever walked in their house and looked around at what they had and just said, gee, I wonder what I could make if I sold that item? I caught myself doing that when we went to our kids over to Christmas time. I'm looking around their house and I'm seeing things and I'm like, well, that's just sitting there. Why don't you sell it?
I'm gonna have to check and see if anything's missing.
That's awesome.
They won't notice this is gone. I'm antisocial, so I very rarely go to people's houses to start off with, but I notice things that I know are worth money. I think like the worst thing for me is at work, I'm looking at like backpacks and shoes, and I'm like, man, that North Face jacket's worth a lot of. Doctors like North Face jackets, by the way. See so many North Face jackets, and their shoes and their backpacks, and I'm like, And I learned new brands that way too, because typically, like if you're doctors, and a lot of times the nurses too, like we make decent money, so the brands that they're carrying around on their back and they're wearing on their feet,
Yes,
are going to be worth a lot of money. I don't remember who did it. Somebody did a video. They went to Disneyland and they were like commenting on everybody's shoes, like, oh, those are blah, blah, blah. They're worth this. And they'd see a backpack. It was really funny. It was a funny video. They're like walking around Disney World, pointing out all of the stuff. So.
Yeah, I've done that. I went to my parents' house and actually offered them money for stuff. And then I was like, what is this pan here? I was like, do you use this? They're like, no. I was like, $10 right now. And I was like, yeah, I don't care. Sold it for $30.
That's awesome.
There you go. Yeah. That's great.
Hey, Miss Dawn. So I'm a member of Pat Flynn's YouTube like channel. I love him. He's like motivational speaker. I don't know if you've heard of him. Dawn, thank you for coming in. She's one of the members over on Pat Flynn's channel, and she's coming in to check us out. So that is awesome. Ooh, I try to watch like my YouTube growth, as far as like what to do to make your channel better. And Pat Flynn is great as far as motivational speaking and business stuff and ideas. So I try, and it's easy to get sucked in and only watch reselling, but I'm trying to like grow in like other areas of my life as well. So
it's good.
Yeah.
Chris is saying he comps out people's remotes. I don't know where your remote
would probably take them and we just think they got lost.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Nick, do you do that when you go to people's houses?
No, because, and then that's not because I think anybody who does it is crazy. It's because I have so many other addictions that, and none of them are bad addictions, but many of the other things that I counter my reselling with. So I have to stop somewhere with the reselling. And I love doing it, but for anybody who does or doesn't know, but I only do it part-time. So I try to turn it off the moment I leave where I do the reselling, and Family Guy when I'm home, and turn it back on when I'm here. So it has to be it. Otherwise you could just be in a trap forever. It has to stop somewhere.
Like takes over your brain. Richard's saying Drew Profit Monsters is who did that video at Disney World. Richard, if you could find that link, that would be amazing, because that was a great video Drew did. It was so funny. He's just commenting on like everything around him. That would sell for this. That would sell for this. So that is funny. That is so funny. Dawn, thank you so much. I appreciate that. We have 160 people in the chat, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We
Awesome.
really appreciate it.
That's great.
Let's see. It's so funny. Like, well, it's funny. Tommy, if you pester him enough, look, I have proof. Do you see Sir Andrew?
There
You
go.
can get stuff from Harry. You just have to pester him for like 8 months, and then you might be able to get it.
I've been trying to buy something from Harry for a long time, but we've had back and forth communication. It stopped about 5 months ago, and I'm picking it up again. So Harry, I sent you a message.
Harry, in front of the world to know.
Do you still have it?
There's a funny question, guys. Do you have dreams about sourcing and reselling?
I have. Not too much, but I have.
Yeah, not
No.
frequently, but I'd have to say I think I have a couple times. Not a lot. It's funny, like with nursing, like the beeps of the monitors when I was a new nurse, I would hear them in my sleep. It was so like I hear them going off at work all day. I come home, I dream about beep beep, like
Yeah.
Tracy. Where did it go? You cannot be very responsible for anything. If you guys don't know, Richard or Jennifer, if you could drop Harry Humstone's link. Harry's who sent me my Sir Andrew after 8 months of pestering him, and I love his channel. He does some vintage hauls and finds, but I love his talking the most, and I love Harry's personality. And if Harry is live, money is that I am there because I love Harry. Harry used to go live regular. I can't even remember what nights, and I would know like Harry's coming on at like 9 or 10. It would be like opposite nights of when Tommy and Tracy are live, and that was like my nightcap every night. I'm like bathing Dalton, listening to Harry talk, and you get in the habits of these people that it's just personality for me. Harry's personality is awesome. I love it. Sir Andrew is him. So if you missed it, and it's okay, please do not go back and watch. I was drinking and went live on New Year's Eve. First on I went, and I drink about 2 times a year, okay? I was drinking on my channel first with Kayla, the homeschooling picker. And then after that, I went live with Tommy and Tracy, and I don't remember a lot of it. Somewhere in between there, the dummy got named Sir Andrew on New Year's Eve. So he is now Sir Andrew.
Well,
but don't go watch though. See, look, everybody loved me drunk. Look, that guys, like, don't go back and rewatch it. Listen, Kayla got on with Tommy and Tracy too. I like barely remember her coming on because that was like later into the dummy's name is Sir Andrew. That is his name. Rescue and Resell would like to know, do you feel I don't know if this is mine, but I think we can all answer it, that your channel's evolved in a particular direction as you recorded and posted, or do you stick with the plan and stay on track?
I have
go ahead, Julian.
I have no plan. I do whatever like I'm doing that day. Like I've put out like 5 or 6 what solds because I haven't sourced in like a week. So right now all I have is like selling stuff because I've been listing straight for like a week straight. So whatever I'm doing, that's what y'all get.
What about you, Roy?
Well, I would say that our channel's definitely evolved, but it's based on almost Julian's philosophy of what is going on or what comes around, maybe even all the way up to a buyer or viewer's question to something that just pops out, and that's the way the channel is going to go. Is it just follows along?
Just life.
Life in general with it. There's not one particular theme.
And people can tell when you're real. I think, some people put a big persona on And for me, watching even like all the van conversions, or I like the ones that are getting down and dirty and their vans aren't this perfect, pristine. I can only use that as an example, because that's not life. And people see right through that, so.
Yep. I would say that I started out with a pretty specific plan of how I wanted to start the channel, because I recorded myself for an entire year before I even put out my first video, because I wanted to see what was the quality of what I was putting out, what was I trying to accomplish with it, what was the value add to people who were watching it, because by the time I was getting myself on YouTube, there were so many great channels that were doing the exact same thing that I just didn't. It's not that I didn't want to do the same thing. It's that I wanted to make sure that what I was going to put out there was digestible to an audience that I didn't have. And it was at least something that I could watch myself, because you're your worst critic, right?
Absolutely.
And I look at YouTube as a creative outlet for me too, because as far as putting out a video, and putting in however much time you're going to put into editing it, the plan I had at the beginning is, of course, so different from what it is now. And I still always have new plans of how I want to evolve the channel. I've evolved with the fact that I recognize, at least to a certain degree, what people like to watch from my channel. So, for example, if I post a video about a big video game haul, I can guarantee I'm going to get more views in that video alone than I would if I just went out and found a huge lot just recently, a huge lot of Walking Dead comics. So you start to recognize, if you're looking at the analytics, what people like to watch, and I suppose you can evolve your channel that way. But I'd like to add in lives. I want to do one big auction like once a year. I have other things that I want to do that are segments within the episodes I put out there. So I started with the plan. I still kind of have a plan of how I want to evolve the channel. And I think that's important for anybody who is going to post reselling content, not just because there are those who are posting reselling content as informative that I like to watch. I like to watch informative reselling channels to help me. And then I like to put out reselling content, not only just somewhat informative, but for entertainment value too. A lot of what I like to put out is entertainment. And I think that's what separates me a little bit, because, I don't know whether it's good or bad or how people appreciate it, but I enjoy making it. And I suppose that's where it really counts.
Right.
I would say for me, mine has evolved because of, like Nick was saying, analytics, and I want to put out stuff that people want to watch. I didn't have the best response to sourcing videos personally, and my what solds are where my value comes in, because I do have a lot of sold items, and those were the ones that were getting more response. They were getting more views. I do source a lot online, so I don't go out a lot, but I would like to try it again, because I don't think I've done a sourcing video in months. I've shown hauls from auction, but those don't get the response as my what solds do. Tommy says I'm tin can, so that means I'll be back.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, mine hasn't really. It's just whatever I got. I can't spend, like you said. You do what? You said 8 hours or how long?
Yeah.
That's a good bit of time. And it shows, because I watched a lot of your videos. I'm like, look at the editing on this thing.
Yeah.
It is very impressive. You do a really good job.
But it's not necessary. So the thing that I have to separate too is that there's a difference between just getting content out because you can because you have content to get out, or you want to focus in on the quality of just this bit of content that you have. I record videos every day, and there are 75 to 80% of the videos I record no one will ever see, because either one, I can't segment that into a video, or the quality isn't good enough. And that's me personally. That I can see why a lot of people just choose putting content over editing. And there's not one answer. It's not like me putting more content in it or more time in editing makes me somehow a better YouTuber. Because I don't believe that myself. I just think that I put that in because I can't help myself. I'm crazy about it. I'm like, this transition. Nope. Oh, my camera is turning to the left. Got to stop before you transition to the next clip, because I don't want people to watch it and get their eyes to start to roll around. I think about that kind of stuff, and I just can't help myself.
Right. Yeah.
I always do the dissolve, pretending like, if I'm sweeping over, hit the dissolve. I'm like,
yeah. What do you guys use for editing software, if you don't mind me asking?
I use just the iMovie from my Mac computer. It's the simplest for easy for me to do. It's right there. So
it's great. Yeah, for sure. Julian, what do you use?
I use the worst thing in the world. It's called Hit Film. And I use it because I'm cheap and it's free, and it crashes like, I don't know, every time. You know why I have short videos? Is because it crashes if the video is over like 12 minutes. It will not handle it. It immediately crashes, and it's really ridiculous. But I'm cheap, so, and I tried the free one, something that's like super hard, begins with a D, Da Vinci something. I don't know. But that thing is impossible for me to understand. I'm not smart, so trying to figure that out was like, forget that. I'm like dragging.
I use Adobe Premiere Rush. And I'm not a heavy editor either. And that's what I was saying. Like, I might try some more sourcing videos. And it's funny, I will put out some videos that are for me, like my goals video. I was talking to Julian. That was like my worst viewed video in a very long time, because nobody cares about my goals except for me. I mean, some people do, but the majority of people really don't care about my goals.
right.
But I wanted that for myself to put out. So yes. I still, there's some point where you're like, this, it's your channel. And I think you sometimes put out what you want for you. That's for me to look back at next year and just see if I met those goals. And even if it's not overviewed. So I hopefully will not go tin can again. I couldn't even hear the conversation. Well, you guys
feel comfortable looking in the camera and talking. Roy's made me come on a couple times, and I feel like a deer caught in the headlight. My eyes are batting back and forth. I'm like, you see all the bloopers. I mean, I still am not comfortable. And he laughs. He thinks it's funny, but I don't think I'll ever get over it.
I bet you will. I think the more you do it, the more you like, and by the more you do it, I had months, I did daily videos. So I mean, it takes a lot to get
It's hard for me to look in that little camera and think I'm talking to somebody when it's like, it's just hard. I don't know why.
I've started I pretend like I'm talking to my friend, and I just try to be as natural.
That's what he tells me.
Yeah. Just talk.
Tommy is saying there's evidence. Robin, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that comment. I'm trying to go back now. We're way behind, guys. And now it just scrolled on me. So I don't know where I'm at.
Nick, what kind of editing software do you use?
I was using iMovie for the longest time, and I really liked it. But then I felt that eventually it got to a point where there was limitations to what I could do. For example, one thing that you can't tell in the video, but I like to layer clips. Mm-hmm. And you can only layer so many text clips on top of a video with iMovie. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I picked up Final Cut Pro, and I just invested the money to do it. It was an expense that genuinely probably couldn't have afforded had it been for the reselling. So yeah, I went into Final Cut. And I enjoy it quite a bit. There's a bit of a learning curve for my movie, but once you get it down, it's pretty nice software.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. Let me see. Somebody talk. There were a lot of questions. I think I'm way back.
Yeah, there's been a ton.
There is a new mission to get Kayla the homeschooling picker drunk on camera, apparently.
Did that?
And for sure, Julian
That's because
Yeah.
the thing doesn't last more, you know? You gotta do what you gotta do. My editing software is terrible. What is that?
Dalton has a sword.
Thank you, Tommy. Thanks.
He's laughing. He thinks it's funny.
Yeah. I was like, watch this.
Nick, I love how many videos are you doing? Are you doing like 1 a week or 2 a week?
It's 1 a week. That's going to change starting next week. I'm going to start putting out at a minimum of 2, and I'm going to try even 3, but there's going to be some there's going to be very specific items going on. So I'm going to do, so I don't know why I do this stuff, but I made a series inside of my episodes called Let's Open It Up, which has a logo of a tiger as part of the theme for Let's Open It Up, the series. You should check that out, by the way. And I'm going to be opening up things like everyone opens up Pokemon, which is fine, but I'm going to open up things like 1989 Upper Deck Low Series. So things like that, I want to open up, and I'll do that once a week. And then something that frustrates me about all of these reselling channels that I just can't stand it anymore, and I have to do this. So many times people go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff, like whether it's a whole bunch of vintage collectibles, cards, or whatever it is, and you watch it like in May, right? But there's no chance that you're going to hold on to that footage, sell all the items, and then post it in like November. Hey, this video I made back in May, I sold all the items. Here's how much money I made. So you make an assumption that you think you're going to make X amount of money, right? So now what I'd like to do is say, hey, I bought this stuff back in May, and here's how much I made from that big bulk purchase. Because oftentimes I see people buy these big hauls or watch video game hauls, and I want to know, how much did you make on that?
Right.
What was your net profit? Because yeah, granted, it looks like there's a whole bunch of good stuff, but I want to know how much you made. Like, I mean, you're dying to know inside. So one of the episodes each week is going to be looking back on some of the hauls I've had and figuring out how much money did I make on that. So that's the idea.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's cool to follow it up. I like how Kevin Commonwealth Picker does his like lists of like this garage sale, and he keeps track of the numbers so he knows exactly. And I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I don't. I just am so like, that's almost like the sack pictures of like the sales that you're shipping out. Like I pack 50 boxes. I don't have time to take a picture of them. Like I'm packing and they're going to the post office. I don't have time for that. Angie, I am glad you made it. Oh, I'm definitely not feeling good. I'm trying to go through here. Yeah, I think everybody, and you have like Nick saying, and you have to have something that's unique to you if you're gonna really grow. Because
well, hello.
I have Dalton hitting me with a sword. That's unique to me right now. Hold on. he's being ridiculous.
Like earthquake in Florida right now, everybody. Hold on.
So I think like for me, it's my sales. Like I'm selling 10,000 a month part-time, and I'm showing, what is selling. So that's kind of my thing. But I think if you don't like Nick's editing and like the entertainment value mixed in, you have to have something that kind of sets you apart. And I think the couple thing, like Roy and Kim, like people love couples. I feel like couple channels seem to do like a little bit better overall. And I don't know why. I found a question.
All right, hey, Kat, I just don't forget you got I think you missed it just a little while back. You had a $4.99.
I haven't made it to the super chat. But
okay.
Yeah, pretty far.
I'm like way behind. I'm way behind. I'm like 10 minutes behind on chat.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully I will still see it. Oh, did it go away? Oh no. Oh, here. Let me play the dolphin and then we'll answer your question. Play the dolphin.
Super chat.
Renee, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Where did it go? Now I can't find it. The question was basically, though, with calculated shipping, do you refund the buyer? My answer to that is no, because for one, eBay is charging you a % and fees on that shipping cost. They charge you a fee on that. For two, you're buying boxes, you're buying bubble wrap, whatever supplies you need. The only time I will refund shipping, like I just, I think it was in, maybe it's in my video tomorrow. I sold $133 worth of vintage handkerchiefs, and they didn't wait for me to send a combined invoice, and they paid $35 in shipping on something that was less than a pound. So I refunded them $20. So I did not refund like down to exactly what I paid for shipping, but I did give them $20 back. And I told her, hey, wait till I send you the combined invoice. And she just paid anyways. So I do in that case. But if it's just a simple item and it's like $5, even if it's $10 on a large item, I am packing that large item. I am buying the shipping supplies, and I would not refund it.
Yeah, which she said.
What he said, she said.
Yeah, I agree with that. What you just said.
Yeah.
I do free shipping though, so I'm terrible. Like you're either putting shipping on top, or you're in the free shipping column, and I'm over here, and so basically I factor it in, so no one ever has to send me hey, can you refund me a little bit on the shipping? I'm just like, don't even have to worry about it.
That makes sense. So my question to you, Nick, is do you promote your listing?
So I did there were a couple that I did just before Christmas that I wasn't getting any traction on, that I was really super frustrated by because I spent a lot of time in preparation. Some of them were actually YouTube videos. That being said, no, not really. I mean, there's a lot of value in it, and I could probably list like 10 reasons why you should. But I can also, once you get to a certain point in your eBay selling and you're a top rated seller, I think good quality items will sell themselves. That is true, but promoted listings help. So, I mean, there's an argument for both.
Yeah.
So that's one, I mean, I don't believe in free shipping overall. I do it occasionally on like t-shirts and stuff that are under a pound. And if everybody else that has that item does free shipping, I'm going to do free shipping because I don't want to be the only one charging for shipping. But I promote store wide. So I don't want to do free shipping because then I'm paying promoted fees on the shipping. Whereas if I charge for shipping, the promoted fee does not go on to the shipping. So that's one of my big things. Anita, thank you. She subbed to everybody. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Anita. Thank you.
Kayla is an over editor as well. She takes hours and hours, and I'm like, just put a video out. Because see, I don't get it because I am not an over editor, and I'm like, Lisa. I don't know if that was Lisa or Rob saying they didn't have an interest in editing, but I really don't either. I'm more like put the information out and here you go. I mean, I don't have a bunch of free time. I really don't to spend, hours and hours editing, especially putting out the 3 videos a week. And when I was doing daily videos, I really didn't have time to edit stuff.
All right.
Oh, Cameron has a good question. Here you go, guys.
What did you? Both? No. No. I think, as for me, I think there's times where I won't say it's a burnout, as you just got to take a breather, step back, or take a break from one another. Both eBay, reselling, and YouTube. I would say I probably would get more burned out over listing part of the eBay. That's always everybody's, ho-hum type of moment is, I got to list some more things. I got to list some more stuff. Knowing that you're going to sell it and make money, that's a good thing. But it's just that's the part I get burned out on as an individual part. But I don't get burned out on. I love doing eBay and I love doing YouTube. So I can't say I've been burned out.
Yeah, in a year, I've noticed that I actually use YouTube to get away from eBay and stuff. And then I kind of use, like, when I'm done with YouTube, I will then go over to list because I don't mind like listing. I like both of them. It's way better than what I was doing before. So I'm like, this is like, and for the last year, it feels like I haven't worked, but I do notice like when I'm done listing, like the day I listed for like 6-7 hours, then I was like, I got to get on YouTube. That's why I was in a lot of like chats today, because it's a good break away from what I'm doing. So really, I figured out how to kind of shift time to each one. One makes me money, one doesn't, but one is more like a getaway, which would be YouTube. So I spend obviously majority on eBay stuff, but YouTube is like it's a little getaway. Gives me something else to do. If not, I would list more and drive myself insane.
Yeah. I think Kim gets just burned out on me sometimes.
I have to get him out of his man cave. I come out, are you coming in? He'll spend hours and hours out here. He loves what he does. For me, as the other person, he'll say, you want to go sourcing, and this is terrible to say because we are resellers. I hate shopping. I'm not a shopper. I've never been. And he will spend hours in Goodwill or wherever. And I'm like ready. I've already went through in 30 minutes. I'm ready to go. So a lot of times I'll go sit out in the truck. I'm done.
Brad does that. Brad won't even go in with me sometimes.
I'm just not a. And he'll be looking on his phone, you know how you do, and look for what it's selling, and so I got where I just say go enjoy.
Just go, Roy. Just
go. I'm okay.
Just leave the keys in here so I can listen to music.
Yeah.
Have the AC on or whatever. Yeah. Or crack the window at least.
Yeah.
Crack the window.
Yeah.
It's hot in South Texas.
Yeah. I'll just, when we get the van conversion, I'll just take a nap.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you got to do. Just pull up.
Yeah.
Chill out. Take a nap. What do you say, Nick?
I think part of what keeps people interested in both can also be the people that they work with. But oftentimes, I would say this is probably 90% of the time or more, is that it's a pretty lonely endeavor. Most people, it's it's just them doing this business. And when you're by yourself that often, it may not matter whether you're doing eBay or YouTube. It's kind of something where you just really get comfortable being by yourself. And if you're comfortable being by yourself, really probably doesn't really matter which one you get burnt out on more. I get frustrated by certain aspects of both. But as far as what I get burnt on more, I don't know. I get burnt on being lonely, not because like I don't have a family, but like I would love to have a sidekick, out there making YouTube videos with me. I would love to have someone who's in the warehouse with me, helping me, pack orders or get listings together. But it's just, the reality is one, either you can't afford to do that, or two, COVID, or three, it doesn't work out. You don't trust people to bring them into your reselling business because you have a whole bunch of valuable items. So, I don't know. The answer is probably they're both the exact same.
Nick, we were just talking about that last night, about bringing me in more. I used to be the package and shipping person where we lived before we moved down here. And I would, print out the list, package it all, get it to the post office. And that was when I first retired from nursing. And I got away from that when we moved down here. And then Roy's pretty much has the brunt of all that. We've been talking lately about how to incorporate me, but I told him he has to clean this up first because there's nowhere for me. I have nowhere to sit, so we're in the process of trying to figure that out.
Yeah, she does behind the scenes stuff, and then she helps me out with little things and keeps me in track.
Yeah, agreed.
Post office,
For me, I would think it would be reselling. I haven't really got burnout on YouTube, I don't feel like, because I love the community and I love chatting with everybody, and it's definitely interaction that I wouldn't have otherwise. But in the beginning, when I was doing videos every day, my eBay suffered, and in turn, my YouTube suffered because my YouTube is centered on my sales. So when I started putting more time into YouTube than I did into eBay, I didn't have the content for YouTube because I had nothing selling because I wasn't listing. I was too busy making videos. And so I think I found a good balance with the 3 times a week. That works for me well. But I didn't like right around Christmas for a while. I wasn't even listing at all. I was just like, I don't feel like doing it. And the hard thing is I'm not sourcing as much because until I get my shed and can move stuff out, because behind you is what behind me and my spare room and my laundry room, everything is full of stuff. So we have the new 12 by 40 shed that hopefully will be here within a couple of weeks. So we can kind of regain our personal space. And then I think that will kind of like open up, you know, as far as organization and clearing out some of the death piles as I go through and move into the shed.
Unlisted inventory. We don't want to call it death piles. We want to call it unlisted inventory. It sounds
I have
much
a lot
nicer.
of that.
I think if you have it, you're probably going to end up being one of those people who might be lucky again, considering that we may be on our way to more lockdowns. So if you have a death pile, I'm not saying you shouldn't list things all the time, but you may be fortunate because I think thrift stores, especially in California, I think they're going to close down here soon.
Yeah, I think and I said this in one of the videos, I think it was like my review one. I wasn't really affected by the shutdown because I source online so much. So like none of that stopped. They did change, like they would put it out like outside and you pick it up, you know, so you didn't like go in the houses. But none of the online auctions really slowed down. There actually were more because of COVID. So it like increased my sourcing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm fighting Dalton here. Fighting Dalton. I see. What did I miss? Are you guys talking about the daily payouts?
Yeah, and then Leroy complimented my beard, so I told him I got new stuff for Christmas. I'm using new stuff. It works really well. You gotta like.
The beard is really nice. It is.
I actually cut it down before the show. I did, you know, got stuff in it, made it shiny for the light. It's. I don't have hair to deal with, so I was like, might as well, you know.
Have you ever braided the beard?
No, I actually was not allowed to have a beard for 10 years from my other career. So this is like new, but I'm going to probably grow it down to like here, and I'm going to braid it. Maybe put beads in it this summer. Yeah. I'm gonna, you know, I'm a fisherman, so I don't know.
Yeah,
it's really it's endless. The opportunity is what's going to happen to
I keep trying to get him to grow it long, and he hasn't yet.
No,
one time it was bushy and
yeah, I couldn't have one in a career that I was working at before. So, and I was bald like you because it was on. But as soon as I could, I grew what I could for hair.
This actually is natural. This right here. This isn't a chosen thing on the top of my head, but I think I lost it in my last career. There's pictures of me in my 20s. I had a nice, luscious hair. 27, gone.
Roy and Kim, there's a question for you.
I missed some of the live stream, but you're going to start.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yes. Okay. So that's a good question. We are going to start a second channel. I'm not going to announce it officially yet. We're not giving out the name of what it is. We finally picked it. We had a lot of viewers give us ideas, but we came up with one on our own. Actually, what I thought was pretty good. And when we do the second channel, it's because we bought a van. We're converting it into a camper van like the van life people, but it's not going to be so much a van life. Actually, I thought about the first title being Move Over Van Life. This is eBay Life. But
nice.
Yeah, but we're basically gonna on that second channel travel around. We're gonna go throughout the state of Texas here, but we're also gonna travel throughout the United States and enjoy ourselves, have fun, but along the way do some sourcing, stop at places we would never go because we'd never go visit those areas and pick up some items. And then that's the kind of stuff we're gonna showcase on that channel.
That's cool from the travels.
That's great. That'd be awesome.
Danny, I'm the same way. Like the first thing I look when I'm on vacation is like where are the thrift stores, because they're gonna have different stuff than I have at mine. So that's what I do as well. I don't think I can go on vacation and not source.
Roy can't either. We go visit our daughter. Oh, where's the nearest resale store? We go to the island. Oh, there's a thrift store. We go. I mean, he's all so we might as well just make a channel about it because our lives are. That's what we do.
Because you're doing it, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to do that all the time.
I'm kind of backwards.
You
My
did?
vacations center around my sourcing. So I'll bid on an auction.
Yeah.
Like we went down south to Sanibel Island. I
Oh,
bought
nice.
stuff from an auction, and then we got a little cottage for the weekend because I bought stuff from an auction. So it was kind of
Nice.
reversed. It wasn't like vacation then source. It was source then
Yeah.
vacation.
Right.
We may never
then
leave
it's a
the
business
state of
expense.
Texas.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're driving.
Yep.
All
Yep.
good stuff.
So what did I miss with all this? My StreamYard keeps crashing, so I can't click on stuff. With managed payments, what was everybody saying as far as like the daily or weekly payouts?
They were just asking if people liked it, and I said I love it. I think it's good. I wasn't on PayPal like a whole bunch. I mean, because I only been doing it for like 13 months, so it was like on for PayPal for 4 months or 5 months, and then I switched over to managed payments, like pretty quick. And I do daily payouts, and I like it. Yeah.
Are you guys both on managed payments too?
Yep.
And are you doing daily payouts as well?
Yes.
I do weekly payouts. Yep.
I thought about going to weekly just to have like less activity going in and out of like the bank account, but I'm still on daily right now. I don't know if I'll change it. I just thought like for accounting purposes, it might be a little bit easier to do weekly.
That's the only reason for me is accounting. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because I reconcile.
I think that is all of our issues. I'm clicking it and it's not coming up. StreamYard and me are fighting right now behind the scenes. Aha, it came up. Yeah, it's hard not to overbuy. It really, I mean, well, depending. I've seen a lot of resellers that are really good at being very selective, and their sell-through rate is more than they're listed, and they do very well with it. I don't know if Chris is still in here. Flip with Chris, I know, is great about that. Like his sold is double his listed. He's just very particular. But I love lots. So when you get lots, you end up with all of this stuff. And, let me buy everything. I want to, because then my cost per item is down, and I have some very high cost items in those lots. And the stuff that's lower cost, of course, is going to be the stuff that gets pushed to the back. There might be a handful of like, $30 to $50 items in my death pile, but I would be very surprised to find something more than $50 in there, because my tendency is to look through the lots, pull out the high stuff, and then the rest goes into a pile,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see.
Yeah, somebody said something about managed payments being difficult on a strict budget. I could see that because you don't get paid right away. Like if you're doing daily and you're doing daily sales, you will get paid. Like I get paid on it's real weird. I never usually get paid on a Monday, but I get paid big on a Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I don't think we get paid on weekends. So if you make like a sale on like a Friday night, you don't see that money until like Tuesday. At least I don't. Yeah. So if like with PayPal, you saw it like immediately. Like this, there is like a pretty big lag. Like if you have a really good Friday night and need that money, and you need it on Monday morning, you're not going to see it. Or at least I don't see it until Tuesday.
Yeah.
And the weekly payments are Tuesday, right, Nick? So does that seem to work well with all the weekend sales going into that, like from the previous weekend coming in Tuesday?
Not your Sunday sales. Or at least mine wouldn't. Mine would hit on that Wednesday.
Yeah,
I'm
so
three days behind. Is everybody else like that? 3 or 4 days?
Yeah, that's what managed payments is they actually have a schedule, and I looked at it and I can't remember the whole thing, but what you were saying is the weekend sales, the last payments Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is paid out on Tuesdays.
Yep.
Yeah. But they have a payment schedule on the managed payments part of eBay. If you look it up, I can't find it right now.
But it's weird. Sometimes if they say they gave me a payout, which they, you know, it always usually goes through, I won't see it in my bank account for at least, it's like some go in immediately and some will be lagged a day. I've had 2 go in on the same day.
Yeah.
So I don't, you know, that's just the bank, I guess, or whatever. But so I could see if you needed that money right away to, you know, that would be kind of annoying.
Yeah, mine says January 3rd, and I got the payout is coming. So it pays out today, but it doesn't land in my account until the next day. So
Yep.
I got the notification today. I was making X amount of money, and then it settles on Wednesday. So it looks like for me, it's about 3 days from the sale into my bank account.
Yeah.
Jersey Gypsy Corner Store wants to know our thoughts on the live sales. I will say, for me, for one thing, it's good. I think it's most of them are geared more towards collectors, because once you pay, like, especially if it's individual items, once you pay for that item and the shipping, there's no room for resale value. So I feel like most of the live sales are targeting collectors more than they are resellers. But like, I know Brian, Mr. Buys a Lot, does a lot of awesome big lots that resellers could make money on. I, though, have bad internet, so if it's strictly a sale, not an auction, I have no chance of winning anything, which is great for my bank account. But I think you just need to be careful, and I think individual items on live sales are not fit for resale typically. Some of your lots might be okay, but I think your individual items are not going to make you any money. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't really participate in them. So I don't know.
No, I think the live sales that I've looked at, I don't do live sales, and I think the cat's right. Is typically most of the live sales that I have seen, do for me, the ones I look at good ROI for if I was to get it and turn around, unless it was a big collection of something maybe, but most of I try to avoid live sales.
I think I'm behind here because what's a live sale? Am I like did I miss something? Because I actually don't know what the reference is to a live sale. Is that like an auction or something? Or
so there are tons of channels. It's like its own community, like the reselling community.
Oh, you're talking about sales on YouTube.
Yeah, they do nothing but live sales.
Right.
Yeah, I used to love them. I used to love them. In fact, right at the beginning of the pandemic, it was like the only way I was getting new inventory because everything out here was shut down. There wasn't a single thing. And if you aren't diversified and buying into online arbitrage in some capacity or online auctions in some capacity, then there was nothing new coming in. And I have my hand in some of that, but I was loving some of the YouTube channels. Turns out that everyone then started loving those YouTube channels, and there just weren't any deals to be had anymore. Because to what everyone was saying, it's just collectors were buying it for retail, and there's no margin there. So I stopped buying. I don't think I bought from a YouTube channel in 6 months, maybe longer.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I know Brian, Mr. Buys a Lot, is one. There are a couple that do sell lots, but there are not many. And I think if you're buying, you need to be very, very careful who you're buying from. Donatella Bodolino does a lot of lots as well, but the hard thing is a lot of times you're not seeing really what's in that auction. If they do free shipping, it's okay, but plus shipping, you could get into more money than what you expect, and it's hard to flip a profit. And for me, it's a very hard to trust, like, that I'm gonna be able to make money, and when, especially bidding, like everybody and stuff, you get caught up in the auction mentality. You end up paying more than you really should. And that's where, like, for me, with my local auctions, I they're not soft close, so I can snipe them. So I don't put a bid in until there are 5 seconds left. I go steal them because it was done to me so much. Now I'm like, I'm going to be the one that's doing that. But I type in the most I'm willing to pay and I hit it, and that's it. Because if you get caught up in the this is mine mentality, you end up paying more than what you should.
Yeah.
Well, now let me say one little thing about that is I'm very big on if I can snipe something at an auction, like you said, that's a great way to do it because then you're happy you got it and you got it at a good price. But as it's an opinion, but I've always thought that eBay's auctions should be soft close. I think
because you're the seller, because you want
exactly.
Exactly.
So it's different from a buying and selling perspective. And my local one, I was so used to high bid because I believe all of the high bid auctions are soft close, so you cannot steal. So the only time I would lose those if I was not paying attention, which does happen, and I think people count on that and still bid at that last couple minutes anyways. But my little local one, when I first started using it, I'm like, what the heck? Like, it was somebody else the last 5 seconds coming in taking it for me, and I'm thinking I'm good, and I'm like, I didn't win anything. Like,
yeah, as the seller, you want soft close. As the buyer, you don't want soft close.
Right.
Yep. It should not be soft closes. I should be able to snipe that stuff on day long. I hate when they do it at the last second. It's like, dude, just put in your biggest bet, and I'll put in my biggest bet. Because then if you start doing it, I will win. Like, I don't.
But see, that's
I lost me that one off.
Too much.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I'll win. Now you just made me mad. So I'm gonna go ahead and pay way too much for this just so you don't get it.
Yeah.
And that's why people like the soft closes, because we're gonna keep on bidding and bidding and bidding. And I'm kind of like that at the in-person auctions, like, because you see the people and I'm like, nope, you're not getting that. That's fine. Like,
I don't even want it, but since you want it,
but if you're bidding on it, I'm gonna win it. And I haven't went. We still have some that are within an hour of me that are doing them, but they end up doing almost the same thing, like high bid, which is where I end up with tons of stuff. Because and I've learned, like, if you don't bid on the first thing on the table, you just sit there and wait, they'll start throwing stuff in. Oh, for this and this. And if there's no more, they just keep adding. And I got a whole clothes rack full of vintage jackets and shirts one time that way. They sold a bunch for like $15 each and let people pick. And after that, I got the whole rack for $20 with like 40 shirts. And I'll just sit back, like, let's see if nobody else wants it. I'm going to get all of it for cheap, which is where my big, not death pile comes from.
Yeah, I've never been to like a in live auction. I would like to do that. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, they're great.
Go for a certain amount of money, though.
Yeah. I love in live auctions like that, in-person auctions.
Yeah, and there are some closer to me, and actually my schedule now, which works for the live, I made because one of the local auctions that I like to go to a lot is Tuesday mornings. So my show is Tuesdays now, but before I did this live show, that in-person auction is Tuesdays, and it still is, but I know I come home with a full truck every time. I have this talent for I buy exactly as much as I will fit in my truck.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You're not being ignored. There is so much chat. There are 160 people in here. I'm seeing probably 10% of it, guys. So just keep repeating it because I will see it eventually. And don't feel bad if you keep repeating it because it's going so fast I can't catch it. Yeah. And I cannot click because StreamYard and I are fighting behind. Dalton wants to show everybody his basket on his head.
Oh,
Hi, Dalton.
Solid. That is nice.
That is a cool hat.
One I wear around the house too.
I can picture that.
Yeah, it's only me here, so
He is a mess. A mess. Okay.
I looked at the same way too.
I'm trying to
Look at those eyes. Oh my gosh.
He's
Dalton,
like a
you're
ham.
too cute.
Dalton, you should be a vlogger and just do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at those big eyes.
All right. Is that
Can you wink? Dalton,
that
can
cho-
you wink? Wink. Let me
that
see.
peanut butter and jelly on your face, or is that chocolate?
A light gets closer.
Take a look. What do you think it is?
Where did this go? I can see the questions and comments, but I cannot click through StreamYard. Chris is saying Cajun reseller that he's been burned by mystery reseller lots. And I would have to agree with that. I would not recommend buying something unless you know what it is. Like specifically, sorry, I am fighting with Dalton right now. I have been selling like lots of ephemera, but it's maps and like Lego manuals. But like just a blind mystery reseller box, I would not. I couldn't see going for that personally.
All right. Well, then a follow up to that. If you're never willing to buy a mystery box, can you separate buying like a pack of cards or collectible cards somewhere and then decide to open that? Can you separate the two?
What do you mean? Like buying?
Yes.
Like there's mystery in buying collectible cards, right? Packs of cards, wax packs, things of that nature. And there's a gamble in that, but the gamble is that you still have no idea what's going to be in there other than you have a chance to get something. So can you separate getting a mystery box from some random buyer on eBay that might have electronics or random stuff versus like from a reputable, like just a pack of cards? Is it no on both of them or yes to this, no to that? I'm not saying one's right. I'm just curious where you draw the line.
I would say for me, a pack of cards is something that is sealed that nobody has seen and nobody has tampered with. And a reseller mystery box, somebody has seen those items, somebody has went through those items, and somebody knows what you're getting. I mean, obviously the company probably knows what you're getting in that box of cards, but I would feel like you would be less likely to have it weighed or like a disadvantage. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. I would never buy a mystery box from anyone ever. I mean, I know where the line is, and I'm right there with you.
See, I'm a little bit different. I wouldn't buy like a mystery box, but I loved when I bought that one storage unit and wish I had the capacity to buy more because that's like a big mystery box.
Okay, great point.
That's
true. That's true.
I disagree with that because I've seen places that have storage lockers, and you may hit the gold mine, find a good stuff.
Right.
But I can tell you, down here where we're at, I'm pretty sure that they go through those storage lockers before they put them up for an auction. I think they're picked.
Yeah,
I think there's a percentage of them that are, and it really depends on the facility. And you just wouldn't know if you don't buy from facilities. So I buy storage lockers maybe twice a year. I used to buy them all the time before I was ever on YouTube. But yeah, I agree with you. I think a percentage are probably picked. A lot of YouTubers, if you watch any of those kinds of channels, a lot of them have been migrating away from it altogether because they've been saying the exact same thing where sourcing and buying from like Storage Treasures, which is the main platform, they call out how many facilities basically when it becomes public, they go through it and then they take the pictures. So it happens. I've refused a locker before because the picture they opened the locker and it didn't look like what the picture had. I mean, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to take this. There's no way.
Yeah, and I've seen that too.
When I buy those, I'm really doing it for fun.
I totally agree. Honestly,
it's not like the one I did get was really profitable, but that was because I saw profitable things there and I knew I was going to make money. But to me, it was like, I think it's fun. So if I find a good one that I think I can, that it will be fun to go through, because that's not my sole, like how I source. I just do it for like pure entertainment for myself.
Agreed.
There you
That's
go.
it. Yeah. And I did a video recently on that exact reality is that buying storage units, if you don't do it for a full-time living, if you're not like, that's your main source, then it's entertainment because the chances of getting a win on those it's so jaded. It's so low. I just, and I agree with you. I think the possibility of it being tampered with is really high. So it's a hard win for me, and it's entertainment more than anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Jocelyn has a good point. Like, the word will get out. Like, they aren't gonna do this a lot because, you know, if that happens to you once, you're not gonna go back. And I think people that are buying storage lockers, I would assume, is probably a pretty tight-knit community, even if it's competitive, where they're talking to each other. So if these storage companies are pulling stuff out and, you know, you go to pick it up and it's not what it is, that I would think the word would get out and it would hurt their business, I would think. But in that case, then it would be those new buyers, which really sucks for the new buyers that get sucked into it and get stuck with those because they haven't heard that they're doing this. I mean, word of mouth is, you know, a lot for any of these live sales or wholesale lots. Like, if you, and I've seen some on Instagram, people selling these reseller mystery boxes. People talk and they are going to call you out. If you sell them crap and they don't like it, in the world of social media, it's going to be brought to the front. So you might be able to get away with it for a little while, but I wouldn't think that it would last that long. Except, again, that's where your newer resellers, do your homework. Ask people that have been reselling. If, like, we were talking last week with Anita about, like, buying the wholesale lot, and just because a big channel recommends it doesn't mean that it's good. They might have an affiliate link or whatever. Do your homework. Talk to other people you know that are reselling before you go and buy it. Yep. Buffalo Picker Tommy, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. What is Tommy saying? So and I mean, I can't imagine that some of these companies don't have people that they're calling that might pay them a lot of money for a few items out of lockers, that they're getting that first pickup. And then the rest of it gets sold. I mean, I've never bought a storage locker, and I don't know if I will or not, but I would think
going through trash. That's what I think. I'm addicted to going through other people's trash. That one I was
go through trash.
Yeah. Well, I also think it has to do with where you live in the United States and the area you're in. Just some cities and states, they all vary. Because when we lived in Central Texas, I didn't like the thrift shops there, but being down here in South Texas, man, to me, it's a gold mine down here. And you can't always find super high priced items, but there are a ton of items, and so people overlook. They're looking for more of what I can use in my house. Even though I see resellers out there, they miss so much, and I find so much.
They have these, I don't know if you're familiar with them. They're called ropas, and they're mounds and mounds of clothes. I mean, you have to climb up on them, and they have tags on them. I mean, leather jackets,
sometimes branded,
like 40 cents a pound. So you try to get as much as you can stuffed in a bag, you know, and
most of them don't allow cameras, because one day
I think that would be fun though. I would go find a mountain of clothes.
I want to take a camera in one. Most of them don't allow it. There's a big sign, no cameras. No, I want to hide one and take one in. I mean, you literally picture a mound of clothes
as a house,
and you're literally climbing.
And you're climbing on them. Yeah, but people. Yeah, but they get kind of like, I'm like huffing and puffing trying to get up, and there's this little older lady just climbing up the mound of clothes like nothing. I'm like, how does she do that? You know.
Chris, I might do storage lockers once just to do it. I got a notification of one in my little town because I'm signed up with whatever the big website, you know, that tells you when they're close to you. But it's already at like $500, and I see absolutely nothing in there that's worth anywhere near that much, so they can have it. So if I see one that catches my eye, I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but I might.
No, I'm like Jocelyn, like $100, not like $500. That's ridiculous.
No, it's at $500 and still has 4 days left.
That's not gonna sell. Those people
Yeah.
are gonna go for
Yeah. What? So show me picker, I guess, is saying like if it's not a smaller like single facility, maybe that they're less likely to be tampered with.
Yeah.
But that might depend on their management. I don't know that that's 100% true. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I tell you what, I am very suspicious of the ones that are super low and then the ones that are super high. Like I'm like, you know, like a $500 one, I would be nitpicking those pictures apart. Like, why? What is somebody seeing?
There's like an old like wagon in there, and I saw 2 bikes in there that looked like in decent shape, but the rest looked like trash. Like I saw, and I have a pretty good eye for picking out like more valuable stuff. So I don't know what they're seeing that has bid this like locker up, because I
don't
see
think
like
they're always safe either. We had a locker back home, and before we moved, and they had you had your locks. You had to buy your own locks and everything. It was climate controlled, but you could walk in like it was supposed to be a code, and they gave you the code. It never worked, so anybody could just walk in there. So I think even if you had people stored any valuable, all they have to do is clip. And this was a really good temperature controlled, type environment. So I don't know that they're all that safe either to keep stuff of value.
Yeah. If they don't have it where it's locked down, that's almost like these, like you go like to yard sales in these big neighborhoods that are gated community and the gate's always open. Like if I lived there, I'd be pissed. Like, why did I pay all this money in a gated community where it's never down?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I couldn't, I would have to see a lot of money sitting there to bid that much money on a storage locker. A lot of money.
Yeah. Or I have a lot of money and I just want to buy it.
Like you said, for the fun and the thrill.
Yeah. It's like a lottery.
Yeah, and I mean it's fun to dig through stuff and find stuff. That's why I like buying lots that they're lazy and take one picture of a box far away. I really don't know what I'm getting, but I'm not paying $500 for that box, Show me pickers. Let's see. The national facilities have rules in place about going through them. A friend who's an auctioneer for U-Haul and Pods and said that the St. Louis issue has never. Oh, Holly, and I don't know if it was Holly, somebody earlier, and I meant to click on this, but StreamYard was locking up on me, wanted to know how to sell Vero items without getting caught. My answer to that is you don't.
Solid. Yeah. Don't do it.
Do not risk your account. I make too much money on eBay to risk it for something that now I might accidentally get Vero'd on something I don't know. I do not know the whole Vero list. It seems endless.
Yeah.
But I will not intentionally list something that I know is a very strong Vero'd item.
Right. Now
I don't want to lose my account.
If I got something and I have that is Vero'd, I generally just take it down and don't sell that item again. But I have sold something, I don't remember, it was about a year ago, and it was a hat that had skulls on it. So in my title, I said basically hat with skull, and eBay sent it back saying it's it wasn't so much a Vero because somebody had it, but said it's not an allowed item because you can't sell human remains. I said, well, what? So I contacted eBay and they said, oh, our fault. It's just that the little computer thing caught it with the word skull and said you can't do it. So they ended up allowing me to put it back on and sell it. But it was still falling, I guess, underneath the you can't sell items and Vero type items list. I had to contact and talk to that kind of person there.
And I've sold a lot of Disney items. Holly, I'm interested to know which ones you're having trouble with, because I've never gotten in trouble selling Disney items ever. And I've sold a lot of Disney items. Have you guys heard of Disney being on the Vero? I don't think it is.
No.
I've sold a lot of Disney.
The Vero list is on eBay, right? Because that's where I've
Carla's asking. Yeah, Carla, if you just Google eBay Vero list, it is extensive. Like, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of companies. I do not
Snap
look
on
at
one.
it because it's just too much to. You would be worried you're getting bureaued on everything you list if you really fixate
Yeah.
on that.
Oh yeah, you can't fixate on that. You know, you just have to do the best you can because that list is about 10 miles long.
Mm-hmm. All
It
like
is. It's crazy.
yeah, all the big
And
companies.
then they have specifications. So, like, I know Mary Kay's on there. I ended up lotting and selling out of my Mary Kay because somebody had it out for me. I got 6 Mary Kay bureaus in a month, and other sellers sell Mary Kay all the time.
Mhm.
But I ended up, because somebody found me and they were hitting me over and over. What I ended up doing was I sold it out, but it said on Mary Kay's website, like the bureaus have specifications. So
Yeah.
it says Mary Kay, and then like if you bought it from a retailer, like there's conditions, like you can list this if this is met. It's really, each of them has that. So they'll say you can list them if, and it's just too complicated to even work. I don't have time to worry about it. If I get bureaued, I won't do it again.
Right. Now I have noticed that if I can remember who it was, what it was, but there was just say like Nike, but it wasn't Nike, and you know that technically is on the Vero list, but you couldn't sell it as new because you weren't a distributor, but you could sell it as new other, and that's okay because it was saying that you weren't a distributor, but you had a new item and it was verified. And I can't remember. I want to say it was something like Nike, Polo, Adidas, one of those that a lot of people sell, but it does follow under a Vero list, but you can't sell it as new. You could sell it as new other.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these companies' issue is that once it's resold, the warranty is no longer valid. So that was one of the things with selling it as new is, like Roy's saying, you're not an authorized distributor. So when you sell it to that customer, there's no warranty or guarantee because it's changed hands.
Right. And I think that's what it fell under, that kind of thing. But it might have actually been Vera Bradley.
Yeah, there's a lot. So
Yeah.
I did see Courtney Bolo Buddies is starting back up her Wednesday Bolo show, guys. I love that show. So she is starting it back up. She's been taking a break for a couple months. So definitely subscribe to Courtney. Her Bolo show is fun. You get to share Bolos and everybody looks, and I learned tons, like clothes for $300 and $400. So there's always really good stuff on her show. But anyways, I have never known Poshmark or Mercari to pull items for any type of like Vero situation. I have had items pulled from Mercari that were medical, or if they think it's not authentic. So if you list higher dollar items like the Coach and all that, they want proof. And then on Facebook Marketplace, they're even more finicky, like my wheelchair that I sold on eBay, and I have another one listed. Mercari and Facebook will not let me list it because they say it's medical equipment, even though it's medical equipment that anybody could go to the store and buy. So I'm allowed to sell it on eBay, but Facebook and Mercari have more strict rules about some items than eBay does. It's kind of weird.
That's weird.
I don't know about Insanity DVD set. I'm not sure. As far as
I still have those, and I won't list them on any website. I should use them. Maybe put them in.
Nick is still there. He's just hidden. He can see.
Yeah. No. I think I'm probably bad. Kim and I were probably bad because we put all our eggs in one basket and we sell on eBay, and that's it.
Yeah.
Jackass Retro, I can't click on it. But that's awesome. $100 on an ephemera lot. I had $200 in sales on Mercari today. I have been extremely impressed just lately, and I've been selling on Mercari over a year, but my Swarovski items, I've sold 2 of them on Mercari. See, he's alive. He didn't.
Sorry, I did have to use the restroom.
It's a long time sitting there without
reselling. No.
Whoever guessed restroom was right.
But yeah, and I sold a $440 Swarovski set on Poshmark. So like I've been like blown away lately with these higher dollar items that are selling on the other platforms. And I've been selling on there for a year and haven't really, but lately it seems like they are selling on there.
I use Mercari just to buy things. I listed things about a year and a half ago on Mercari. I've never listed something new. And I sell one thing maybe every couple of months, maybe. And then I just buy on Mercari. I only use it to buy. And I buy a lot from Mercari. To flip. Oh yeah. That's the only reason I use the platform, is just because people who use it see it as a platform that makes reselling really easy. And some people don't want to resell at all. They simply just want to get rid of something that they have. And those are the people I target to buy things from. And I'm not trying to take advantage of them. If they're pricing something that's worth $400 for $200, I'm going to buy it.
But they just want to buy, and I agree with that. That's like buying on eBay to resell on eBay, and I do that as well.
I do that on Amazon a lot.
Andrew's selling ephemera. Yeah, I mean, you can buy stuff off these platforms and resell. That's like, I saw Dom posted he bought like a desk or something that he thought he'd sell, like to put jewelry on, and flipped it right back on Facebook Marketplace for $150, $130 profit. If they price it low and you give them what they want, I don't feel guilty. Like, they're getting what they're asking, so I have no problem buying it for cheap and reselling it.
Agreed.
At all. Yeah, I love ephemera. I know Tommy hates ephemera, but I do very well with vintage pamphlets and booklets, and I sold like a Chrysler LeBaron manual today, like just the like sales brochure that would have been at the dealership. I do very well with ephemera.
If I could put a tin can emoji on there, I would right now.
Okay, I'm going. I'll be back.
I don't have the emoji. I'm not special. Yeah, I only sell on eBay right now too. I want to cross post just because I feel people I've like talked about it, and people are like, yeah, you got to, because Mercari is like heating up. Poshmark's pretty decent because I have some clothing and shoes, like a lot, probably like 200, 250 articles. So I'm thinking that would probably be pretty good. I don't know, but I think I'm gonna.
Well, I guess I could have said that. I always said I'm so good. I should have been twins, because that's the only way I'd be able to do all these different platforms. Because I spend so much time on eBay and doing that. It's not that it's not possible. Plenty of people do it. I noticed in the comments, I think a couple of pickers say he does 11 different platforms. But as for me, I just have, like I said, been doing eBay for 10 years. That's what I know. I think I'm very good at it. So that's what I stick with.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I can appreciate the quality of your listing too is probably outstanding in some instances. If you know the platform really well, you probably have, like many of us, you get comfortable with something. You also know what to list, why to list it, when to list it, how to list it. And in my opinion, one of the things about cross listing that I've asked the question a couple times to people, and I said, well, if you cross list it and you sell it on eBay, but you have it listed on Mercari and Poshmark and Amazon, do you have to physically be the one to go and tear it down, or does this cross-posting platform or cross-posting software take it down for you? Does it know when you sell something that you have to take it down on others? And that's the thing where I would be like, oh, are you kidding me? I might sell that thing 3 times, and I only have one of them. So that's the reason I don't like to cross list. And I find there are a lot of value for people who are really in tune with their listings. I'm just not. I set it and forget it. Honest to God, I list it and I don't think about it until it sells. Honestly,
Yeah, and that's about how I am. Renee, I list my cloisonne on all of the platforms, and I would say that I'm bad. So I'm great about taking them off eBay. So if it sells anywhere else, I pull it off eBay because I know my metrics will get damaged. However, when it sells on eBay, which is my highest volume, I'm horrible about taking it off the other platform. And I got a notice from Facebook. Is my mic messing up again?
No,
No.
it's good.
It's good.
Okay, so I'm seeing comments really late. So I don't take it off. I got a notice from Facebook that my seller metrics, so Facebook Marketplace does have seller metrics, that they're in jeopardy because I've canceled too many sales.
Oh.
So I'm trying to be, and Tommy actually just showed me and Lisa and Rob on my members live how to search Facebook, because I didn't know how to search my Facebook listings, and I was having to hit see more every 5 listings, and I have 500 listings, and I got tired of looking to remove the stuff. So I don't have the option on a computer, but on the app on my phone I can search, so I can pull stuff down. So I've been better about like now when it's selling, but I don't know how many items are still sitting there that have already sold on eBay that are still up. The nice thing about the other platforms, I will say, that I have found is that people are cheap and they send offers. So a lot of times I'm like, they send me an offer and I'm like, crap, that already sold, and I delete it. So I'm okay with them sending me offers, because then I'm like, oh nope, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it adds value. I see people saying they wouldn't cross post, but you just have to have a system in place, and I don't think I have a very good system in place right now. I know Tommy lists from List Perfectly. Like if you have it based in List Perfectly, you can click the item sold and it does pull it off the other platforms.
Oh, that's cool.
But I list everything on eBay and cross post from eBay versus like uploading my items to List Perfectly first, which would allow me to do that. Dalton is inside of an IKEA bag. That is his bin today. So if you hear the crumpling, it's Dalton in an IKEA bag. He was
Don't mail him off tomorrow.
Yeah, don't mail them off.
Don't mail him off tomorrow, Kat.
I know. He's never, we've had IKEA bags forever, and he just started doing this today. Mama, we are getting close. We're over the 2-hour mark, and I know that Tracy and Tommy are on at 10:15 following us. So I'm going to make you guys big again. We do have 170 people in the chat. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us this long. I appreciate it. I am going to, we'll make Nick big first here, and I'll let everybody kind of do an outro again for your channel with more people here, and hopefully we can get you guys some subs. Or I'm trying. Listen, can I do it from my phone? Solo layup. Ha ha, I did it.
Okay. So why would you subscribe to Hunting with Tripler, I guess is something to consider. And the answer is I'm gonna say don't subscribe to my channel. Don't do that until you watch at least a couple of episodes and you say to yourself, this is at least of some value to me, or I'm slightly entertained by what you're doing. I want, so, and one of the things that I've learned about YouTube, and for those of you who are resellers who are thinking about a YouTube channel, or for those of you who have a YouTube channel and you're resellers, is to understand your audience and the kind of participation that you're looking to have. I think my hope and my wish is if you come to my channel, I would love for you to be a part of the comments and to really engage. And that's one thing that I want to continue to evolve, is the engagement on YouTube. I've also started a TikTok channel a few months back, which I find also helps promote some of what I'm doing in my reselling efforts, just to kind of utilize different platforms from a creative perspective. So if you see my YouTube channel, it's got a link in there for my TikTok channel and Instagram. I use Instagram to kind of show unique items or unique things that I found or something that sold, which was a big surprise to me. So my general reselling efforts, I try to capture in different platforms. So feel free to check it out, but don't commit to becoming a subscriber personally to my channel unless you like the content, because I would love for you to be a part of it if you like it. If you don't come. Don't come and don't hate on the channel. You just don't have to watch it. But in general, as far as reselling goes, I have a lot of fun. I love the two that came on today. And both channels in particular, in fact, Kat, yours as well, they have channels that do a lot better job of being more specific in what their content is offering versus what I do. It's just random. So be prepared for that. And that's all I can say.
Okay. I
Good
do
job.
want, Steven said, I want to answer this really quick because he said he's been trying to get the question through before I let Roy and Kim and Julian kind of do their exit. Steven, I don't do descriptions unless there's a flaw with the item. I do not do descriptions, and I do sell similar on everything. So that is how I list faster. I don't know if you guys have any tips for him as far as listing faster.
I do the same thing you do. I do very short descriptions, and actually on my phone now, I've written it so many times. It's like I actually just hit the same. Like I start to write something, and it knows what I'm going to write. So it's all very generic, and I only say, hey, this is what's wrong. This is what's wrong with the golf club. It needs a grip, and stuff like that. And I always do sell similar. Also, if I can find something that is similar.
Cool.
Yeah, I think probably right along the same lines. I don't do a description. My title and whatever eBay puts in there is generally just my description. Like Kat said, unless there's flaws or I really need to promote something about that item that maybe you just a picture just won't put out very good, that you need to put more depth or detail, or it goes along with another product, then that's when I would add it into there. But most of the times, no descriptions, take a picture, title, and that's it.
If I'm selling something like it's like you have to describe, like you just said, like it would be beneficial, I'd probably do one. But that's a lot of golf clubs. I mean, a 6-iron, a Nike 6-iron is a Nike 6. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like there's not much to describe there.
Yep.
Like,
Good call.
yeah,
Yep.
like if it was beneficial, I probably would do one. But I don't sell a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah,
I do not do measurements on clothing
I don't
because
either.
I figure most people buying online know that brand and they know their size. And if they want measurements, they can ask me.
Yeah.
And I sell a decent amount of clothes without measurements, and I do not get very many. Let me knock on my desk here. I do not get very many returns, and I don't do measurements. I will once or twice a month. I might get a question asking for a measurement on clothing.
Right.
I get more returns on shoe sizes being wrong than actual like a shirt or a jacket or a pair of pants. By far.
Anything else, Nick, to list fast?
No, I mean, you guys both said it. It's once you get in a groove, I mean, I think there's a system aside from listing fast, is you also have to have the system of how you're inventorying things to help you do that. So for me, it's take the photo, take a picture of the bin, and then I have all of those in my phone. And then when I'm going through my listings, I list 100% from my phone. I haven't listed on my computer from eBay in over a year. So
I do the same.
And it's really quick. It's really simple. You go through each item. Once you're done, you go to the next picture. You know the bin. Use custom SKUs, by the way. Do yourself a favor. Custom SKUs. That's the last thing I want to say.
Yeah.
Yes, I said something about that in my video because I have stuff I listed 2 years ago when I had like 100 items and I knew where everything was. And now when it sells 2 years later, I'm like, where is
I had no idea. I still have some of those. It's brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah, but the process, like you just said, the process, Nick, is like super important. I only do like things that day. So if I'm doing tools, I only do tools that day. I can do 50 or 60. Golf clubs, I only do golf clubs.
That's smart.
That's smart. I do electronics, I've already tested, and I'm only doing electronics that day. And they all go in separate areas. So that's also because
good for you, man. Yeah,
if you're
good
set up
for you.
like shirts, it's a setup. Like I have to have my lights a certain way and stuff. So I don't like to mess around with that. If I'm doing golf clubs, it's a certain way. And I kind of like compile things until I get a solid listing day of those items.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Me up.
All right, Roy and Kim, you ready?
What? We're on the spot. Oh, all right. Well, I appreciate that everybody came and all the people that came to watch Kat and see all of us here being able to explain and talk about reselling stuff. Make sure you give Kat a thumbs up. We would appreciate it. And I'm gonna put Kim on the spot of why should you watch and look at RK Treasure Center. I'm trying to get it focused in. Oh,
I told Roy in the beginning when he started the YouTube, just to be himself. And what you see is what you get. He can be silly, he can be serious, but you'll get someone that's honest and tell you forthright what's, he loves to teach. The kids used to say, "Oh, here he goes lecturing again."
I don't shut up.
He doesn't shut up. It was torture. It was pure torture. He's like, "I'm going to talk to you." They're like, "Oh, please don't."
Yeah. But if you want to come and watch Arcade Treasure Center, I try to do a variety of things. I don't try to just do the same video all the time. Although I think sometimes being in this little room, it can kind of seem like it, but I do try to do and teach a lot of new stuff. I always figure every video I do, I try to do it like I'm talking to someone that just started eBay or is very limited in eBay knowledge. And that's what I want to share. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I think everybody who should look at resellers and are interested in this should sell on eBay, and everybody should make money that way. It's too easy, and that's what I try to do, is teach how to do it.
And he really loves seeing people succeed. He loves to help, and that's his true character in life. So I hope it shows through.
Yeah, I got a letter the other day, and you probably can't see it, but I got this long letter. It's more of a thank you letter, but it's kind of a personal letter. But I was given permission to share it, so I'm going to do a video on that pretty soon. And really that's the kind of stuff that I like to see and hear. So when I receive those in my comments or receive an email or Instagram, that makes the world to me. And I know that what I'm doing is right, and I'm here to help y'all.
Yeah.
Hold on. Awesome. I'm trying to make Julian big, but StreamYard is locking up, and I can't switch. I can make people big for my phone, but I cannot switch. Julian, let's see.
Hey, being big is so weird. I get to stare at myself. But my channel, it's so odd. I do short, concise videos. I get my point across. So if you like that type of thing, and I talk fast, so you might have to pause and go back. But not well edited. But I try to get my information out. I do it actually because I always say I learn a lot more from you guys than you do from me. 100%. I do have an Instagram, I think it's Bearded Thrift Machine, and I do a lot on there. That's the best way to contact me. That's how I learn a ton, is actually through Instagram, and I kind of bleed that over onto my YouTube. So you can go check it out if you want to.
Awesome
I'm
channel,
trying
awesome
to make
stuff.
us all. I don't
have
know
a
how
great beard.
And you got a great beard.
You got a great beard.
Oh yeah, hey, this will be growing, and there will be more added to this summer. You never know. Might be
talk Roy into it.
You just need a Scottish accent, and you need to grow out those big locks.
Yeah, and I actually have a hat that matches this, so it's gonna be interesting this summer to see what happens. I'm excited.
You need one of those Scottish hats.
Yeah.
I like those, the golfing hats.
Yeah.
I had to make us all here while I could. So we're down to like 3 minutes till Tommy and Tracy. Thank you all so much for coming.
Thanks,
and
Kat.
we will see you on next Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thanks,
on.
Kat.
Bye,
I
everybody.
appreciate